Hello all, welcome back. I'm Alan, this is Alan Reacts, my little corner of YouTube world. Look at me getting all modern with 1991 and Blur with There's No Other Way. So this, again, I know the song, but I'm looking back at it now, I'm older. When this was released, I was what, 26? So now I'm 126 and I'm trying to learn more about what songs mean to me, what they were in context, and just the bands themselves, organic, what happened to them. We all know about Blur, but I remember this song from '91. I clearly remember. I remember seeing it on top of the Pops, something like that. But yeah, I remember it, and I didn't know who Blur were, but I kind of liked the song. It was that sort of early Manchester sound. I'd been in Manchester during the Arndale. You guys know what I'm talking about. I lived there, so I lived in Manchester 17 years. So yeah. But this band's not from Manchester, so we're going to get into it. I'm going to enjoy it. I hope you guys stick around. Let's get into it. Blur, There's No Other Way. This is from their official channel, so yeah, get in and subscribe. I can't believe they've only got 544 subscribers. Huge band. Huge. 544,000, sorry. Anyway, here we go. That's the bit I remember as Graham Coxon's hit those funky riffs. It's quite a dancey sound. This charted this is their first hit, I think, in the UK. Charted number 8 in the UK. And I think it made 4 different charts in the US. But like in the top 100 on the US Billboard 100. I can't remember where. But I remember it being not a significant hit, but enough of a presence to say we're here. But yeah, you just hear that opening. And there was 2 different videos as well. There was one for the UK audience, which would be, I'm guessing, could be quintessentially British. And there was one of a swimming pool and all that kind of stuff, Vegas-y feel to it, Californian, Hollywoody. I don't know. I'd never seen it. I didn't look for it. I know this one. So let's get on to it, guys. Well, they say in Hollywood don't work with, is it children and pets or people who stare at the camera who are slightly deranged. So you're getting that sort of really intense look. And I love those super, the bowl haircuts. Blur are from Colchester, essentially. They're a southern band, English, but southern England. And the whole Manchester sort of was about to evolve into the more Britpop, cool Britannia thing. And these guys were going to be one of the defining forces. But you were talking about New Order earlier on, and Stone Roses, definitively brilliant. And then these guys, and it would evolve. And we know they've got other songs like Song 2, Girls and Boys, and Parklife. There's lots of hits they've had, big albums. But I've always had a soft spot for this one, because I thought at 26, I was still young enough to get away with thinking it was a dancey track. And I liked it. And you can hear that dancing rhythm, right? You can hear what they've done, but it's still got that sort of post-psychedelic feel to it, if you like. And we'll get into the song itself and what it could mean, what it means, I think it means to me, and what it means to you. There's no other way, there's no other way. All that you can do is what's there.
When I
Little side story, you know what I'm loving about this? That's Willow China they've got on. And my mum had a Willow, my brother's editing this, he'll probably tell you. She had a couple of Willow China plates that we got served our Sunday lunch on. So it was like the best China. This is quintessentially British. Although you've got the twins, which takes me back to like, I'm thinking of The Shining and stuff like that. It's fun here. And if I didn't know Blur, and I knew this is genuine, but if this had been like their 6 or 7 single, I'm sure they'd been seen as taking liberties with the Manchester scene, you know, the way they dress. But I think that's not the case. It's clearly, genuinely the sound they were. And the lyrics aren't as more, they become more evolved later, the songwriting, it feels like it anyway when you listen to it. But I just think this is so cool. It's got everything you want. It's got that feel at the time that was evolving. Yeah. And you can see it's about being stuck in a rut. They're young. There's no other way. There's no way out. That's what it feels like. The trifle. And like worms, we go back into the ground. Disillusionment, really. Powerlessness, having to conform, having no agency. Despite it's got an upbeat to it, but the song's actually just saying, look, we're miserable. Yeah, it's really stuck in that particular social pattern, which is that Sunday lunch thing. But it's a fun song, and it was an introduction to Blur. And they would later go, but think about the bands we had at the time. So predecessor Stone Roses, Happy Mondays, New Order. You were going to have Blur, the Charlatans, and Ocean Colour Scene. There was just loads of bands going to spring up in that era. You know, it was great. And more. There's loads more. I can name, guys, and Elbow and all that. But yeah, Dove's going to get into them as well. I like that, guys. It was a really good trip down memory lane. Brought some nice memories back for me. 26, where was I? I think I just left the service, or I was about to leave service. Yeah. Till next time, guys. Join in, subscribe, comment. Take care.